The Saints on day 11 of training camp may have tipped their hand a little bit as to where things stand in the quarterback battle and where things are going right now. When they had second-year quarterback Spencer Rattler take reps with the starting offense for the second consecutive day in a row, back-to-back for the first time ever so far through camp, and a possible big sign that Spencer Rattler is leading this quarterback race into their first preseason game. Meanwhile, it just continues to get worse for Tyler Shough, the rookie, who is not only losing the race, it seems, but on the field, it seems like he's having some pretty rough moments and having a hard time getting into a rhythm and into a groove. And on top of that, the Saints got some bad injury news regarding rookie running back Devin Neal, along with some other injury updates today from Tuesday's practice, the final practice before they fly to California tomorrow and prepare for their game on Sunday versus the Chargers. And we're going to break that down all in today's video. I'm Cash, and you should take 5 seconds to like the video and subscribe. Help support the channel. We just hit 13,000. Shout out to you guys. We're trying to hit 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We can definitely do it, but I can't grow the channel without your help. So support the channel. Appreciate you, and I'll continue to put out Saints and NFL content like this on the daily. And with that being said, let's dive into it. The big news on the day was not really any plays or any big highlight reels from the quarterbacks or any of the receivers or running backs or anything like that. But the big highlight and big news of the day was more so the lineup for the New Orleans Saints. The quarterbacks all throughout camp to this point have been rotating every single day. So day 1 would be Rattler with the starters, day 2 would be Shough with the starters, and day 3 would be Haener with the starters, and then it resets. And then they keep on going with the rotation. But today was a little bit different for the quarterbacks. Spencer Rattler started off Sunday during their scrimmage, their big practice with the starters, taking reps with the first team offense, and spent the most time with the first team offense going against the first team defense. And then on Tuesday, there was no rotation as Spencer Rattler remained with the starters. Nick Underhill tweeted this out, saying that Spencer Rattler today was QB1, getting reps with the first team offense. And that was the first time we've seen anyone in the quarterback rotation go back-to-back getting quarterback reps. Let me zoom in my camera real quick. That's a little bit better. So this is pretty significant. Rattler getting back-to-back days, consecutive days with the starting offense, with the first team offense, and as the starting quarterback. Kellen Moore and the coaching staff may say that's not significant, but I think it does mean something. Spencer Rattler getting reps with the first team offense on Sunday during the scrimmage was very telling of where this quarterback battle and race stands, but him getting back-to-back days with the starting offense I think is also more telling that he's most definitely in the lead by far in this quarterback race, way ahead of Shough and way ahead of Haener. Rattler seems to be QB1 right now. As for the other quarterbacks, Tyler Shough ran with the second team offense and Jake Haener ran with the third team offense. Tyler Shough, though, did get some reps at the end of the practice in the final period of practice with the first team offense, and that did not go very well. In terms of the practice itself, though, a pretty low-key practice, which I think is to be expected after a big scrimmage practice, a lot of contact, a lot of physicality on Sunday. Ross Jackson said it was a calm practice, low-key, not a whole lot going on, a light day, especially with traveling tomorrow. Saw more like rotations than you've seen before and more situational stuff like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 4, 2nd and 2, that kind of thing. So not a big day in terms of practice and highlights, but I think a pretty big day in terms of the quarterbacks. When it comes to the actual play, though, Spencer Rattler did have some pretty good plays. He had this really nice connection to Rashid Shaheed over the middle with a good gain, let him hit him in stride, and allowed him to get yards after the catch. It was definitely one of the better plays of the day. He also, though, wasn't great. He also wasn't perfect, and he had his flaws. He nearly threw an interception to Alontae Taylor. Sean Fazanier said Alontae Taylor dropped the interception on a throw from Spencer Rattler looking for Alvin Kamara. I believe it was out in the flats. And then Rattler went back to Kamara on the next two throws. So Rattler probably had the best day of all the quarterbacks, but he also wasn't perfect like he has been in other practices. He did have some mistakes. He did have some flaws. But from the sounds of it, he did operate the offense the way it needed to be and move the ball the way that he typically would. There is no footage that I could find of the Alontae Taylor dropped interception, so otherwise I would have put it on screen. Hopefully I didn't miss it. But outside of the pass to Shaheed and the drop pick by Alontae, not a whole lot going on for Spencer Rattler, at least footage-wise. Had a nice dump off to AK, or not nice, just a dump off to AK, but not a whole lot in this practice from the quarterbacks. As for Tyler Shough, it was another not so great day. Running with the second team offense obviously isn't ideal for him. He's supposed to be the front runner and favorite to be the starting quarterback, and he hasn't done that. He hasn't taken really any leaps throughout training camp or practice so far. And then when he got his opportunity and chance to run with the first team offense, he did not deliver, and it really was a disaster. Nick Underhill tweeted out that Shough is taking some first team reps. And then the next tweet from Nick Underhill was, first pass is a near pick from safety Jordan Howden, and his third pass was picked. I believe his second pass was incomplete. So started off 0 for 3 and almost two interceptions. This was that first pass from Tyler Shough. He was looking for Alvin Kamara in the flats, and it was nearly a pick six from Jordan Howden. Here's Howden, and you're going to see Tyler Shough just stare down his receiver running back the entire way, and nearly a pick six. Just not a great rep from Tyler Shough. Not a great read at all, especially for his first rep in his first team offense of the practice. And for this to be a near pick six is just disastrous, especially after having a rough practice on Sunday. And then here's the actual interception that he threw to Jordan Howden. He's trying to hit Rashid Shaheed, I believe, on a double move. Stares down his receiver the entire time, and he gets picked off. Too much air under it. Chris Olave probably saw the safety coming. And if this is live action in a game, this is either a pick or Chris Olave is getting lit up. Not a great throw. Not a great read. And in the game, Chris Olave is getting lit up. Like, that's not what you want to see, especially given his history of concussions. So just not a great day. Just from the sounds of it, disastrous for Tyler Shough. 2 practices in a row. Had a really rough day on Sunday, and comes back Tuesday and has another really rough day. Shough did have some okay moments, though. He found Dante Pettis over the middle for a nice gain. He had really nice play throwing to Chris Olave, got it over Danny Stutzman, rolling out. That was a nice play. But I would like to see him not roll out every damn play. Like, stick in the pocket, step up, and make a throw from the pocket, and not roll out every play. That's kind of what it feels like is going on with him. Nice play, but he's got to clean up a lot of things, and we need to see improvement from him at some point. We're almost 2 weeks into training camp, and we haven't really seen this guy get better each day at all. We have seen him develop in terms of processing, but in terms of on the field and consistency, it has not been there at all. As for Jake Kaner's day, not a whole lot going on there. Don't really want to go over too much, but he had a nice rollout play, finding Bub Means on a rollout play. Had a few of them nice connections to Maliki Matava, but also had an incomplete pass looking for the rookie tight end. Not too much else from Jake Kaner's day other than that. Moving on past the quarterbacks, running back Alvin Kamara had himself a nice day. And it's kind of weird saying that because it feels like it's not really notable to talk about Alvin Kamara because he always has a good day. He's Alvin Kamara. He just does what he usually does. But today was a little bit more noteworthy from what the reporters had to say. He had a really nice run at the end of practice, was catching some passes from Spencer Rattler, doing his thing. So Alvin Kamara looking good, continuing to look good, but it's just a little bit more noticeable today. Saints head coach Kellen Moore did give an update on Alvin Kamara's status for Sunday's first preseason game versus the LA Chargers. Kellen Moore, when it comes to Sunday's game versus the Chargers, the first preseason game, he said Alvin Kamara will not play in the first preseason game. They will decide on the other veterans later on, make those decisions. I'm assuming Justin Reed might be a guy who doesn't play. Eric McCoy might be a guy who doesn't play. Who's another guy who might not play? Cam Jordan, I'm not really too sure, but they'll decide on that. But Alvin Kamara is just a guy who they probably don't need to see a whole lot from. They're probably wanting to save him for the season. I would like to see him get involved in one preseason game, but it doesn't have to be this one. So Kamara will not be playing on Sunday, and then they haven't made a decision on the QBs. I'm assuming the rotation and stuff for that on Sunday as well. But there's a little update on Alvin Kamara, who had a nice day, but won't be playing on Sunday. So with Alvin Kamara not playing, of course, we got to monitor the running back battle. Kendre Miller, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Cam Akers, Velus Jones are all guys who are going to be competing and playing on Sunday. Marcus Yarns. But one guy who won't be playing is rookie running back Devin Neal. We'll get into that in just a moment. As for the defense, obviously Jordan Howden had a nice day, a pass breakup, an interception. That pass breakup was almost a second pick six or whatever it may be. Ross Jackson mentioned some of the rotations. Pretty interesting. Jordan Howden and Quincy Riley got some first team snaps among some of the other players, kind of rotating a little bit more. Maybe it's a glimpse into the preseason. Maybe we see Jordan Howden play over Justin Reed while Julian Blackman is out there because he needs to get some of the reps, get used to the system and scheme. Don't really need to see Justin Reed play. Quincy Riley getting first team reps is interesting. Who's a cornerback who wouldn't play? Would it be him playing over Isaac Yiadom to start the preseason game? I think Alante should definitely play. I think Kool-Aid should definitely play. Does he play over Yiadom in the opening preseason game? I'm interested in that. Clapp playing over Eric McCoy would make a lot of sense. They said Eric McCoy had a pretty sparing today. They were rotating and managing his workload. A guy who's dealt with a lot of injuries, so that makes a lot of sense. So a lot of really interesting stuff going on here with the rotations. Just a little glimpse into the preseason. And some other little notes from today's practice, attendance-wise. Again, no Taysom Hill or Foster Moreau, but we do have some new additions, including running back, the rookie 6th-round pick Devin Neal, wide receiver Moochie Dixon, tight end Juwan Johnson were all guys who did not practice. Kellen Moore gave some updates about the guys after practice. He said Devin Neal has a hamstring injury and will miss a few weeks, which is really unfortunate for him. He's competing for a roster spot. Preseason games are coming up, and it's just horrible timing. Hopefully he'll be able to play in one preseason game. But if I was making the running back roster, it'd be AK, Kendre. I think Velus Jones is standing out. And then Devin Neal, Cam Akers, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Marcus Yarns are all competing for that 4th spot if they keep a 4th running back. And missing games is not going to go well for him, and it's not going to help his case. Juwan Johnson is day-to-day with that groin injury he's been dealing with. And rookie undrafted wide receiver Moochie Dixon has a shoulder injury that they're going to continue to monitor. So those are some injury updates on that front. Some positive injury news, though. JT Gray did return to practice, so that's good news. The Saints got their special teams all-pro player back. But in terms of these other injuries, not so great news. Charlie Smith on the day went 3 of 5, missing from 51 and an extra point. And it kind of feels like Blake Grupe has probably solidified himself as the starting kicker. He's been damn near perfect, and I don't really think we need to see any more from that competition. I think Grupe is definitely the team's starting kicker. And upcoming for the New Orleans Saints, they fly to California on Wednesday tomorrow, and they're going to practice there for about a week and a half, I believe. They have the Chargers game coming up on Sunday. And for the Chargers game, we will be going live, so make sure you are subscribed, like the video, and stay tuned with that. We will be watching the game live here on the channel, so make sure you guys tune into that. I'm excited for it. And thank you for making it to the end of the video. Let me know your biggest takeaway from today's camp. Not a whole lot going on. Low-key day, makes a lot of sense. Day before traveling, and the first practice back from a big scrimmage. Makes a lot of sense for it to be more low-key, but obviously Rattler getting the first team reps back-to-back is pretty significant. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Like, subscribe, help support the channel, and I'll catch you next time. I'm Cash. Have a good one.